In this video, I would like to talk about hello everyone. In this video, hi. I would like to talk seriously. Though it's a joke. It's really a joke. I looked into some videos showing some demonstration in New York. And our bro so-called Israeli state demonstrator in the West. I'm not talking about the so-called Christians supporting the so-called Israeli state, or atheists who have no conscience, or others. No, or they said ex-Muslim, whatever. No. I'm talking about those who are calling themselves Jews and holding some papers and say, stop hate Jews hatred, stop anti-Semist, support the so-called Israel, support the so-called Israeli state. Now, among the names, a lot, not few, literally they are atheist. Okay, they might go to the synagogue, Zigangog, what is his name? Zaggog. They might go to Zaggog, synagogue. They might go to the synagogue. In the Torah, there is warning from Satan synagogue at the end times. Now, I want to stop. I don't want to explain more. What do I mean by this? Now, the synagogues, they might go to it and do some synagogue. It's house of worship. It's a house of worship. The name is assigned to the Jews, to the Judean faith house of worship. It's almost like it's a house of worship. That's it. In translation. Now this is not the topic. They might go, read something, sing something, but really they are not committed, not complying. They just consider it a faith. They are extreme, negatively dark seculars. Not seeking legitimate. Because there is people who call themselves, look at those who call themselves anti-Zionist Jew. Even some who are calling themselves Jews, and they are extreme seculars. So they don't look at the Judean faith, but they found that it's illegal some of those who call themselves Jews are doing in the Holy Land. It's illegal. Exactly like the so-called Shiite in Iraq, by the way. Wallah. And others all over the world. I'm not gonna talk. Let's return back and focus so-called Christian as well, but let's focus on those who call themselves Jews. But I'm talking about those who are extreme. I mean, there is people who are extreme seculars, calling themselves Jews, who do not want to, they don't want to identify themselves Zionists or anti-Zionists. They say, I am against this occupation in the Holy Land. And if you're gonna put a pressure on me to accept something dark, represent darkness and unjust, okay, 50-50. Give the Palestinian state. No. This is not acceptable. No, it's not the capital of the Jews alone. See, and no, I will leave. If he's there, some of them visit it, and I'll never live there. No. Some of them don't visit. No. It's terrible. This army is dark, terrorist army, the so-called Israeli army. Okay, there are extreme seculars, and there is the conservative Jews who want to comply with the manipulated teaching with what's called Torah and Talmud. Basically, the anti-Zionists are the highest class among them, those who call themselves, and they are few. They are conservative, and they are absolutely pro-Palestinian and anti-so-called Israeli state. And they are saying this name is used improperly. Now, I'm not talking about these groups. I'm talking about someone who's extreme secular, almost atheist, and pro-so-called Israeli state, supporting the so-called Israeli state, holding these papers and saying, stop Jew hatred, stop anti-Semitic, support the so-called Israeli state. There is videos just last week after Hamas reacted and wanted to defend the people of the natives, and then the so-called Israeli state terrorized them. There is a lot of demonstration. I mean, imagine occupiers in Tel Aviv heard that someone in occupier in Al-Lid, within the so-called Israeli territory, attacked or screamed at by some Palestinian or a group of Palestinians, militias or whatever, start resisting. those people in Tel Aviv will send emergency groups to them, supported by the West, of course, to help the so-called Israelis who are on the lid, who are occupiers like them. Why you don't want Hamas to defend their own people? And some of those people in Gaza used to live in an area around Jerusalem. And some of them used to be in Jerusalem, but they can't return back. Jerusalem question mark, the holy sacred city, our holy sacred city, not the occupiers go home Gintel. Some used to live in Tel Aviv, some used to be in Lid, and they were kicked out. So those people, those I can't speak. Some people speak English, so and I'm showing them that I'm talking in the telephone. Now, the so-called Israelis, those Gohem Gentile, who call themselves Jews, in New York, for example, some in other parts, even London, other parts, some of them you can sense and smell. Human can smell. You can smell and sense his background. He is an extreme atheist, secular. He's an atheist, basically. He don't look at the Judean faith. He don't show respect. And at the same time, he's showing support to the so-called Israeli state. In his mind, or her mind, it's the tribe of those who call themselves Jews. Okay, why they are calling themselves Jews? Why it's called an Israeli state? All of this question is neglected in their brain. Some of them have high degrees, bachelor, master. Some of them start recognizing and they are avoiding it. Look how darkened they are. This is unacceptable. We are, as a human being, must serve the word of God, must serve the instruction of God, must serve and be obedient to his instruction. This is how it is. Now you are relating yourself to the word Judea. And why you are even relating yourself to Semitic? You're not Semitic and you have nothing to do with the Judean faith. Not the corrupted one, which brings the wrath. Definitely, you have nothing to do with what essentially it used to be at the time when the Israelis were favored to preach and explain about God, from Jacob, peace be upon him, until the Messiah, son of Virgin Mary, peace be upon him. I'm not capable to upload here, but do you understand what I'm trying to say? No, I don't. Some of you understand, but they are atheists. Some of you understand. They will say, fuck Judea. I'm just Jew. They said it, my resources. Some Hacham said, even if Yahweh, they don't mention his name. For it's not allowed to mention his name because it's finished. The Yehudian, they call themselves Yehudit, but they say, don't say Yahweh. Strange. You need to show respect to those who announce themselves as they are. And say the truth. The problem is those people, like those who are with the Zionist movement. He said, even if Yahweh come and talk to me and said, no, you're doing wrong, I would say, mind your business, you're the God. No, this is how it is. We are the best choice for the Holy Land. Based on what? You are the darkened choice for the Holy Land. But that because you are worshipping the devil. Yes. And some of them would say, I'm atheist. I don't believe that there is God. But my ancestor used to be Jews. Gohem Jews. Why don't you be a good, gracious atheist with conscience? You are criminals. And angry from the truth. You don't want the truth. Exactly. You will go to the so-called Hindus, you will find so-called Buddhists. There is a video showing some so-called Buddhist monk who is accused, him and his group, with raping children. That's why they produce a lot of she-male. He's not good to be in the house of worship. Send him to the street. Female. This is how they are. The so-called Shiite. They become. I hate Abu Bakr and Umar and Aisha, those Nasibi, those Badu Arab. I am originally either from Persia or outside. Someone is exposing us. Don't be like this. A Coptic in Egypt. But Muhammad, he came to Jerusalem, we used to live in peace. What the fuck you're dealing with? His ancestor is either from Europe or Eastern Europe or other part. Hey, wake up. What's the problem? So you're not a human being. There is literally who are atheists and he just call himself a Jew. So-called Christian atheist. He don't give a fuck about it. He's not fisq, not fasiq, أكثرهم فاسقون. No. And he's hiding it. And he go every Sunday Oh, because this is how it is. Jew means some money. The so-called Zionist movement there. Money, maybe houses in the Holy Land, kicking some poor innocent native victims there. He's no longer a human being. Do you see? Either he's atheist or a little bit. This is crimes. Steve, the so-called Shiite, there is a few among them, but the huge amount of them are in deep belief of the satanic taghut of the family of Muhammad. That's why it's, I mean, if you do a comparison between the so-called Shiite and those Sunnis, the so-called Shiite are a reaction of lies in their books that the Arabia, Venezuela, Mecca, Medina is for the law. Those people who are Shiite loyal to the family of Muhammad, though they are the biggest enemy of the family of Muhammad. And family of Muhammad come first before Allah, and Quran is manipulated. That's why there is no verse in Quran said you need to be worshipping the family of Muhammad. They will lie by Taqiyah. They go to Iraq. It's easy for them to kill infant 6 months. Or who helped them? The West, Gog and Magog, Russia helped them. 2003, before and after 11 September, that's our job. The occupation, attacking Afghanistan by the Soviet Union before and after. They went to Afghanistan. It's easy. 6 month children, kill them. Because even opposite to the Gulf state, there is videos to them, and I have showed you what they are saying. They are saying, God grant the family of Muhammad the heavens and the earth, the graves, the jails, the mansions, everything. So the family, who's talking? He's talking about the biggest, highest family of Muhammad. No, they are ghosts. He might mean the descendant who have sex with others. He is not from the Arabian Venezuela. He's not Ismaili Qahtani. He's not Israeli, definitely. He came from Asia, Africa. Some of them will lie. Oh yeah, South Yemen, whatever. The accent exposed them, DNA exposed them, their culture exposed them. Anyway, they are empowered. They are starting to cause a problem, and you're enjoying it. If you're against what I'm saying, you're enjoying my pain. Let you be in worse than it. Al-Badi Adlam. The hadith. The Al-Badi, anyway. Those who started the aggression are the biggest cause of unjust. Anyway. But if you go to the extremist, those who are extremists among the Sunni, reaction. Their family were raped, killed, invasion happened to them. They are the natives, and the auto flies against them. And all of a sudden, Al-Qaeda, all of a sudden, Daesh, all of a sudden, whatever. They will never behead anyone less than children, a child. They might kill or execute. Unfortunately, it happened. Because, yeah, they are Muslims, but they are extreme. Someone 14 years or 13 years, they found out that he's giving information to the Syrian regime. Come here, boy. And they killed him. It's a crime. 14, there is, unfortunately. But never 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. This is the specialty of the so-called Shiite. Do you understand? I'm explaining. I return back. Bro, so-called Israeli state. What are you doing? You are just putting your hand in a river of bloods. And shit, basically. Worse than shit. Because you're less than shit. I know their names. You are almost an atheist. If you say you're an atheist, you are representing who you are. Why you're calling yourself Jew? Semitic, supporting the so-called... Why you're such a criminal people? Why you are criminal? It's money. You know what? Some lands, money, man. Yeah, the capitalist position in the society. You are demons. You can avoid it. You can find what you need, but no, you want more. Greedy. No, you cannot see yourself. You cannot. Basically, you have nothing to do with the Judean faith, and you have not Israelis. You are the enemy of the corrupted Torah, and definitely the biggest enemy of what Torah is really essentially about. That's Quran. Oh, Allah, Muhammad, peace be upon him, have warned from these subtitles that's owning the so-called Christians and Jews. He literally said it. Those people, don't follow their steps. Why Muhammad came to Jerusalem? Why he liberated Holy Land? Why Muhammad made craziness? He said because the gods of those people are great in deceiving and manipulating the truth. I'm not talking right now about the so-called Hindus or so-called Buddhists or so-called Jihad or the atheists who have no conscience. Let's go to these groups. And some of them who are atheists, no conscience. See, you're terrible, you're bad. You are bad. Don't delete my video, please. Please. Please don't delete my video. Thank you very much. I need to close. See my situation? I'm expressing my opinion. Please, they can say whatever they want in Hamas, in the House of Parliament, they're screaming in Congress, Trump announcing Jerusalem the capital of the so-called Israeli state, doing all sorts of coming to us and fucking our rights. I am here explaining about scholars are in jails. Don't delete at the minimum. At the minimum, there is a lot of duties and responsibility, not on you on YouTube, and so many, and they are neglecting what they need to do, and they will pay the price. Don't delete my video. Thank you very much.